Women voting is not freedom, bro.
Funny and outrageous online.
Hey, quiet.
Oh,
Segregation's not oppression.
Oh, wow. Well, y'all are definitely ignorant. Definitely. Really.
all right.
Badly.
I say we bring back normalizing the word we need to shame again. We need to put them back in the closet. I miss those days when people wouldn't tell anyone that they're gay because it was not celebrated. Now it's like people are becoming gay because they want to be celebrated. They're weird. They're outcasts. They just want to feel like they can fit in and have a bunch of people support them for nothing. Like if you're ugly in 2024, just become a and then, oh, boom, you're popular. Magically. It's become a trend. Let's make it a trend to shame them again. Who's with me?
So here's what I'm wondering. Your daughter's going to grow up. We'll
Okay.
also show in the intro the clip of, also joking, I'm sure, of your daughter being ready for a guy when she's 18. You know that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. You really, this is going to be out there. You really want your daughter seeing this?
Yes.
Just spewing hatred always.
It's not spewing hatred.
is.
It's not. I mean,
What is
We don't-
your fixation? Just, okay, other people can live their life. I thought that was what conservatives liked before.
Here's the thing, bro. Nobody was fixated on it until it got shoved down our throat. There's not a TV show we can watch without a homosexual. Like there's
not even
gays
true,
and
but-
what name a show.
Name a show.
Like a new show that's come out and there's
I don't watch any new shows.
exactly.
I watch-
So you don't even know, dude. There are so many gays.
okay.
But like, bro, if you're a Christian and
Yeah.
you know that that's wrong, and you see them just normalizing this lifestyle, obviously, it's science 101, right? Like every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Like there's going to be a reaction to the action
But-
of just shoving this down our
in
throats.
Pride Month, hello, it's everywhere. We get the gay flag everywhere. You see it in Target for the kids. And yes, what I said in that video is precisely true. Like if you're like weird and ugly and you're like, oh, I'm transgender now. All of a sudden you have this whole community praising you for just
Like when
being
it was
unique.
the most looked down upon, there were still lots and lots of gay people. Clearly, it's not just a societal trend.
It is trending
It is.
upwards.
We
More
see it
pe-
in nature.
Oh my god, like penguins being gay or whatever.
I'm just saying, clearly, even when it was the worst thing you could do societally, still people were gay. So it's not like people are just doing it because
Worst thing you could do societally. What about like killing
Like-
people?
well, they would get killed for it. Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean,
I mean, still in countries where you
Abortion.
get killed for it, there are still gay people.
right.
Of course, debunks the idea that this is some media driven.
Well,
phenomenon.
just because it happens in nature doesn't mean it's correct. We
Right,
come from
I'm
a Christian
saying-
point of view.
And you can have your views. My point is, though, our argument is that everyone can have their views and live their life, and then
Is that
just
what
sort
you
of
guys
live-
think? Because I'm
let
pretty sure
live.
cancel culture comes from the left. Like the reason why I'm so like flagrant about this stuff and like aggressive about it online is because people are constantly like, you can't say that, cancel. Like I remember I started off on TikTok and I always say the crazy rabid feminist on TikTok created the anti-feminist monster that I am today. Because if I just said one thing, oh, women should be in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, this internalized misogyny. They're freaking out. They're literally, did you see the feminists after Trump just won? They're literally screaming.
But there it
these
is
people.
again. So much of your ideology, and I agree. If someone were stepping over and saying you have to live your life this way, you can't stay home if you want to. That would be strange. I would be against that. But your argument so often necessitates saying what other people should be doing, which we're not saying. We can say, or we do believe that you can live the life however you want.
Other people should be doing it, yes, because there's good and there's evil. We know what good is, we know what evil is, and therefore people should be living good lifestyles. They should be living virtuous, moral lifestyles. And we as a society, we can pressure the other people within our society to be walking with good morals, with good virtues.
And that's, I guess, what I find crazy is that you think this sort of content is pushing people in that direction.
Like pushing people to live more.
You think
it's emboldening
playing
other
into
people.
the caricature that the only reason you have the views you have is because you're obsessed with like this hate-filled fixation with other people's lifestyles. That's what you play into.
I just want to clarify, this isn't hate-filled. I'm not like fuming behind my phone like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that there's gay people in this world. I think it's funny. It's very lighthearted. And I personally don't care about moving people to what I think. Like, I'm a woman online. I think many women, especially in conservative politics, I call them the conservative feminists. They think that they're going to go make the change and, oh my gosh, I'm so great and I'm going to be the next president one day, which I've literally heard a certain conservative feminist say. I don't take myself seriously.
Well, then why are you justifying the rhetoric by saying we could create a society that pressures people into your framework? When I'm saying you could have the views that you have and people could choose to associate or not associate with you because of them, but to go out and purposefully do what a lot of other people, if you're saying you don't believe this, most people perceive what we're going through in this in the show as hateful rhetoric, and your justification is because it could impact people, which is crazy because it's only going to push people further away. I've heard people who are Christians who have pretty traditional Christian views, but come at it from a place of compassion and empathy. And
way more mature
their views,
and it's respectful,
and it actually could move people.
Yeah,
I agree.
Whereas
I'm not debunking your point, but you're basically saying, hey, stop being so vile and hateful.
I'm asking why you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's because you are not you, but let's just say leftists, they don't like this and they want to put us in the closet. And they want to say, you go in the closet, you be shamed, you don't get on social media and say, that is the F slur, you don't say these words, you don't act this way, you go back in the closet for being a hateful bigot.
And you'll get fired from your job, we'll dig up your old tweets, and we will do everything to take down your entire livelihood.
Okay.
So,
the damage
Isabella
really.
Riley, this individual, is an ambassador to Turning Point USA.
No, she's not.
No, I'm not.
Has apparently been seen at Kerry Lake fundraisers, taking photos with top staffers or whatever. This is an influencer who's been allowed into organizations. And to be very clear, while I think that tweet by itself is pretty bad, it's not the only time they've drawn people's attention. Take a look at this montage.
If you have stage 4 cancer, there's a reason why no man wants you. Because he wants to put your hair. I feel like to young women, unironically, they need to find a man that's
I have a lot to say on that one.
very misogynistic.
I think Malcolm X is based. I'm Malcolm X.
Cool guy, yeah.
I would say he's based if he wasn't black.
Hey, speaking of getting a job.
It's a
I'm
joke.
a 10. 10 out of 10 racist right here. My husband's texting me, and he said that he wanted me to tell you that we will have our daughter ready for you as a virgin.
It's clearly a joke. I just want to make one point about the cancer comment, which was a complete joke, and a lot of people got mad at me about this. It was in response to Dixie D'Amelio like shaving her head, and I just want to say I was vindicated because after this election, all the feminists now shaved their head bald because they don't want men to find them attractive. So they actually proved my point.
And then what happened? Like the cancer patients came out and they were like offended.
Now women with alopecia and who have cancer are like, I'm not part of this movement. Like, you guys are crazy and entitled. I was making a joke that these crazy feminists just proved my point. Shout out to these rabid feminists.
Screaming about someone not being appealing when they have cancer is very different than your thoughts about a feminist thing.
It was a joke.
That's like 4 seconds of the entire video.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
you notice too,
I've watched your full videos. The context doesn't help.
Okay, first of all, that's like that video of her. That's from like 2.5 years ago.
Okay, all right, cool. So then you back off.
She's adapting a little bit, changing a little bit more.
And I've definitely become more like empathetic towards people ever since having my daughter. But now it's been a year since she's been born, and I'm back to being a apparently.
But no, I would say you've adapted and you've learned and you've changed a lot and become way more empathetic and understanding. Totally.
Just radically empathetic from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Just
I also have dark humor, though.
Well, we're not saying that she's radically empathetic. We're saying that she's taking steps more towards empathy than before.
Not even taking steps. Like, it just came naturally.
Yeah. Well, then you agree that a lot of the stuff that you've gone most viral for is not a good representation of your views of Christianity.
Yeah, because I like to be like funny and outrageous online.
Hey, quiet.
Oh, sorry, can't talk.
I wouldn't say that it's a bad view of Christianity.
What? Really? Show me when Jesus was talking about putting people back in the closet.
Why would Jesus put people? Were there even closets at the time?
Yeah.
There. Oh yeah. So and there was the saying
Walk-ins.
of get back into the closet. Like, this is the thing, bro. You're like autistically analyzing this. Like, where did Jesus say in
Talk about the verse about shame.
In Matthew 14, Jesus says, hey, homo, get back in the closet, never happened.
No, I'm saying look at the principle. Have you actually read the Bible?
Yes.
Like 7 times.
Okay, so you know that every Jesus-related story was not him convincing people to follow God by spitting on them or hating them. It was actually him going to those who were the outcasts of the time.
Wrong.
It was him going to the
You're
outcasts
wrong.
of the time and showing the ability to love people
You're wrong.
through even lifestyles that Christianity would say are wrong.
No, you're wrong, because what does Jesus say in the Bible? He says, go and let the dead bury the dead. This man wanted to follow Jesus, and he said, I have to go give a funeral to my father. He just died. And he said, no, let the dead bury the dead. Come and follow me. He told
That doesn't refute what I'm saying. I'm saying don't ignore
Well, you're
all the
trying to say
stories
this
of
was all-
Jesus
this was
being
all love and this was
being
everything.
woke for the time.
Wait, what?
Jesus was the biggest wokester of the time.
No, he was loving. He was
Yeah.
he was a
So
servant.
where's that publicly? Why can't I see y'all talking about the importance of loving? Do you actually believe this election would be so much better if women couldn't vote?
I think every election.
Or is that joke?
No, women should not be voting.
Even women in the 1920s largely didn't want.
When you look at the women's
vote.
suffrage movement and what they did, there were two sides. Women were advocating for women not to get into politics. But see, people
I'm sure some women were.
No, not some. There were a lot.
like her.
No, there were a lot of people.
Hey, I'm not that old, okay? People like to talk about my age online. I'm not that old. Gosh, what a misogynistic thing to say.
Hey, take it
Ageist.
back. Take it back.
I'm sorry.
The use of the
sorry.
day.
Okay.
The use of the day, I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
but there were literally women who did not want women to get into politics.
I'm sure.
But-
There are a lot of really
But do you
incorrect women
explore
in
and
the
do you
world.
read about them? Do you read about why? Would you guess as
They
to why?
probably had similar views to y'all.
But guess why they didn't want women to go into politics?
I don't know, the self-hating, something like that.
Self-hating.
Yeah.
No, it's because they love their families. They love having children.
Oh, please.
They want to
there
focus.
it is again. Then be with your family. That's your choice. But why do you insist on making other people's choices for
Dude,
them?
do you know that there is a mass
Freedom, baby.
Do you know that women voting is not freedom, bro?
But by saying women shouldn't vote, and I know this is what you believe, and I don't know if I would ever change your view on this, but it's like the biggest, most simple way to put men and women on such a different
Exactly.
value. You're valuing them wildly
Exactly.
different.
And it's still equality.
Where in
Yes,
in
it is.
reality, of course, women who are part of society, who are equal citizens, who are equal people, should be having a say in their democracy.
Democracy is cringe.
It's mob rule.
you
The majority
see-
of people
you
in
see
this
how
country
Trump-
used to
how
think
Trump
slavery. The majority of people in this
people believe
country
that.
used
Yeah,
to
no,
think
he
slavery.
Trump got the popular vote. It's true. Trump is the democracy king at the moment. So that's great. But at the end of the day, like if there were a room full of people that thought like me and Isabella, you would hate democracy too, wouldn't you?
There have been majorities, and we worked through our democracy
Yes or no?
to convince people. No, I want to hate democracy.
Really?
That's how things were before, and then we used our democracy to make the country better.
What's better?
A
And-
bunch
and
of
are-
metrics are better off now than probably when y'all loved it. 1800, I don't know, 1700. When did y'all like it? 1950s. Oh, the time to be alive.
Yeah.
Come on.
Seriously.
Including like the oppression of black people and stuff.
Oh, segregation's not oppression.
Oh, wow.
Malcolm X, the reason why I wore the Malcolm X t-shirt is because Malcolm X wanted black communities,
I know.
black government, black
Do you know
politics.
whose stance
That's what he wanted. And
I agree with
and
more, not Malcolm X's.
MLK?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Martin
Or
Luther
a
King.
bunch of the civil rights advocates of the day who understood segregation, the whole separate but equal fallacy is just that, a fallacy. That's just a way to allow for less resources, less rights to go to certain communities.
But the
You first
left-
have to isolate them and then you oppress them.
But that's like very anti-democracy of you. If black people came together and they had decided that they wanted black communities, they had decided that that's what they wanted.
They didn't, though.
No, whites got together.
And who were they unifying with? There we go.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Americans. And if you have black people who choose to associate with one another, and for example, their whole friend group is black, that's very different than, as
I
you
agree.
mentioned,
I agree.
lawful segregation.
I think lawful segregation.
or even advocating
They-
segregation.
They do choose to segregate.
Right.
This is something that they choose to do.
As time has gone
In-
on, people have been less and less segregated.
There's like segregated months, Gay Pride Month,
this is
African
the
American
thing.
Month.
That's not
people tend to get with people who.
Yes.
Wait, what did you just
No,
say?
I'm just saying, like, I disagree with government's like
Pride Month,
segregation.
you don't understand even the thing that you're so upset about. Pride is saying that you're straight, more traditional. I don't even like saying that because I feel like that's disrespectful to traditional Christians, but
Being
your
straight?
version of traditional conservatism and Christianity, that, is yours to live. And then other people's lives are ours to live. And that's the beauty of freedom.
So
That's
where's
what
our
Pride's
White
about.
Pride Month? Where's our Christian Pride Month? I don't even want it. I don't even care. But like, you only see it as the supposed oppressed groups.
Right.
And
So those start because people are saying for too long we've been pushed down. So we're gonna do a month to say that we are proud of who we are. No longer are we gonna be shameful.
it's so
Shame.
gay.
That is literally gay. on
Literally.
Pride Month,
But
yeah.
every month that is like that is also gay. Like, not even just Gay Pride Month. Like, also African
What does that
American.
mean to you?
Just like, I'm just like, cringe, like,
Gay equals cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're having sex and you can't reproduce. Like, the best part about having sex is reproduction. Seriously. Like, I don't value sex because of an orgasm. I value sex because I know that I am going to reproduce and have another baby.
Maybe the orgasms aren't good enough. Kidding. Sorry.
Pain. I mean, like, seriously though, like, the best part of it's why as soon as we got together, like, she's off birth control. As soon
We
as
got married, yeah.
as soon as we're together, it's like no birth control, nothing, because I'm not gonna have gay sex. And like, gay sex is more than just like another man and a man. It's just like the idea of looking at sex as such a materialistic thing and just like, oh well, like, we just have an orgasm and that's fun or whatever. No, like, dude, sex is about having children. It's about having babies. Like, you pump yourself full of birth control and then you have sex with your wife and like, there's no purpose there except just pleasure. That's the only purpose.
Should people
pleasure.
who are born like infertile
Okay.
have sex?
It depends. Listen, I am pro like people committing to celibacy for the rest of their life. I am pro like that. And if that was something that they couldn't have babies, I believe that they should have that choice there.
Well, they have the choice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is that what you believe is correct? Infertile people, no sex for you.
I think that it's crazy. Infertile people don't think. I don't see anybody really saying that, hey, I'm infertile, so I'm going to be celibate for the rest of my life. I'm not going to touch sex. I'm not going to have sex.
You think it's crazy people don't say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that would be very honorable.
No gay sex with women, guys.
Very true. I agree. What I'm advocating for is for men to take responsibility, specifically with protection and with provision. And she's advocating for women to submit and to serve their husbands. And we're both, that's what we agreed on. Like, our vows, it was like, I vow to protect and support, protect and provide and to love you. And she vowed to love me and support me always and to serve me.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go saying, we need to figure out how to prevent couples like this. Instead, I'll just say people have the freedom to live the way they want to. And that's my point about this sort of one-way street.
Yeah, but it's kind of like lukewarm.
Yeah, you're just
dynamic.
giving a softer delivery, but you're still letting the public know your stance, what you think is better. I
think equality is better for sure.
We take a more harsh.
Your view of equality is just, it's.
What do you think equality is?
Listen, are men and women equal?
Yes.
In what way?
They're equal people, individuals, and they have the same individual rights.
Okay, so basically they're equal because the government says they're equal?
Because people through our democracy have made the government say they're equal.
So the government basically gets to say that these people are equal because we give them
protect
rights.
Because people
Our rights
set
are
up an
from
institution,
God, not from the government.
and then if you stop engaging with our government, you very quickly
It
have a
wasn't
world you don't love.
men and women were created equal. It wasn't that like our God-given rights were like for equality for men and women. That wasn't the point. Equality implies the same.
The same rights, yeah.
Dude, it's no. Look up what equality is, or being equal.
Oh, the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunities.
Look at all more definitions.
But
Just click on it.
Maybe it further vindicates you.
a symbolic expression of the fact that two quantities are equal in equation. That's obviously not helpful. That's math.
You're big on welfare and things like that.
Programs that are effective to help people. Yeah.
And you think that those are effective programs?
Like Social Security, cutting senior poverty by gargantuous margins.
But like the government taking
credit.
care of women who are pregnant.
Yeah.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Really? That's very peculiar to me.
Why?
So she's pregnant, like not right now, but she's pregnant. And now I'm married, man. We're living God-fearing lives. Now I have to go pay the hospital $12,000. So now Brittany over here, Bethany, she decides that she just got knocked up by her boyfriend and she doesn't like him. So she's going to separate from the family. It was premarital sex. There's no marriage. There's no stability. There's no guarantee that the father is going to be around or try his best to be around. And the government says, man, that sucks. That sucks that your boyfriend bailed on you. We're going to step in and we're going to pay for this. We're going to reward this.
What do you mean? What are they paying for?
It's because she's a single mother. The government.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think, Vice President Harris actually ran on a bunch of pro-family policies, like the enhanced child tax credit for people such as yourself.
I don't want tax credits, bro. If there's a woman who is literally getting everything is getting taken care of by the government for having a baby, but it's through premarital sex
without a father.
Why is that not for Christian families?
Wait. That's what I'm saying. If you have a family for each of the children that you have as a couple, then you have to pay less taxes.
But that's not what is happening.
That's what Kamala wanted, but you voted against her. Shame on you.
I couldn't vote in 2020.
Kamala in 2024, this last election, just now.
Oh, yeah, no, because she's a liar.
What are you saying? I'm saying let's support families.
No.
No.
And then when people... Let's support families. Yes.
Okay.
Man and woman getting married.
Man and man, yeah. Like families who are raising children.
Man and woman getting married and having babies. That's family. This is not family.
He's talking...
This is not family. A woman has premarital sex, gets knocked up on a one-night stand, and then the government pays for it.
They don't pay for it.
They do.
They give support to people who are
what does giving
coming
support
on hard
mean?
What
does give support mean? Paying for it.
They pay for it.
What's the definition of giving support here?
Wait, but you're acting like everything is covered and you're living this.
If you're a single mother, you get free baby care, like in the hospital, delivery.
You get a lot of support because I believe, just like Jesus did, that we should help people who are in tough situations.
Right, but when the government incentivizes
when someone is a single mother trying to raise children, those kids are going to be malnourished if we don't give them some support.
It's such bullshit. They're not going to be malnourished.
Have you met people? Have you met any single mothers?
My mother was a single mother.
Okay, so maybe she was like really successful or something?
No.
Then how did she support?
Yeah, she has boobs. Support. She has boobs and she eats and then you get breast milk right there.
So kids only live
malnourished.
Kids
what?
Only wait. That was the most psychotic thing I've ever heard. What are you still sucking on her? I'm saying that.
Where's the video of me drinking her breast milk? Get that one up.
He did.
Wait,
Jamie, pull that one up.
First of all, you have to. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You have to be nourished as a mother to give good nourishment to your babies, and then the babies grow out of the sucking phase, and then you still have to feed them.
And then they eat food,
yeah. So then that's what I'm talking about.
Are we acting like people are not getting food?
A lot of people, a large percentage of the U.S. population is food insecure, meaning they get some food but not enough to have a healthy, nutritious diet because most of them are in poor environments.
Really, in America? I see a lot of fat people. I don't know.
In America.
Very interesting. I'm curious what these communities are.
I think the point that he's
all sorts of communities.
I'm saying where they are. Like
it's worse in red states because red states by almost every metric are worse.
Really?
Like
but at least they're gonna go to heaven.
What about the cities? What about the liberal cities? All the homelessness, outcomes. LA. Like, come on.
Yeah. So red states have disproportionately worse violent crime, worse poverty, etc., worse infrastructure, worse education.
I would say the cities probably have.
No. This is
you're just looking at states, okay?
Well, because state governments structurally, systemically have a lot more say.
I think the point that we're trying to make is that when the government incentivizes
y'all know
bad
there's
behavior,
like really poor rural red areas, right, where they're food insecure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So if if the husband, for example, runs off, let's say it's a happy couple, and all of a sudden the husband runs off, and then this wife who was living the lifestyle you wanted her to live, so she's not trained on anything, she can't go get a job easily, she needs to raise the kids, is all of a sudden trying to figure out how to get a really low wage job because she's a single mother now, or her husband dies.
Okay.
She should join a church community and get help there.
Okay. Or the community, like our governments, could step in and support. But we should also be supporting families where people are together, which is a big part of what Vice President Harris proposed, which I probably didn't even know, which is why I call people who vote for Trump so often misinformed.
Just a nice way of saying stupid.
No, not stupid. I think you could be really smart and then just not take the time to go inform yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From being ignorant or stupid.
Well, y'all are definitely ignorant. Definitely. Really.
All right.
Badly. There's less of an issue with hunger in this country compared to other countries, right? You'd agree?
Yeah, and you're saying it's because of socialism programs.
Sure.
And I would agree with you.
And so I'm asking, when you talk about these different issues, I agree we could tweak and make changes to welfare to make it as ideal as possible. One of them is more universal programs. I'm asking what your prescription is then. Do you rip them away, the programs altogether, and then you're just like, I don't know, if you can't eat, you can't eat?
No, it's not really about if you can't eat, you can't eat. It's about you removing and not incentivizing bad behavior and saying, hey, you are going to have a tough life because you decided that you were just going to have sex and you didn't really understand the responsibilities of it, and we're not going to come bail you out. You know what?
About the children? Even if you feel that way, why are we punishing the children?
It's a survival instinct. What are they going to do? They're going to get in touch with their community.
Yeah.
They're going to get in touch with their neighbors. Bro, we have no sense of community.
And that's why there's no starving in the countries I just referred to that don't have the
no
programs
sense,
we have.
We have no sense of community. We have no sense of community. How many people knocked on your door for Halloween?
I agree we should. I live in an apartment, but
people just don't go outside. Like, they don't know their neighbors.
I agree.
You used to go and knock on your neighbor's door and say, hey, you have some brown sugar?
I want more community. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But the answer is not always the government. It doesn't always have to be the government. It can be going to the community. We're not going to solve
the reason why we even created the programs that feed people like SNAP, the food stamps, is because before, clearly we didn't solve the issue with community. So we're going to have programs to provide a basic standard of living for people. And then I agree we should work to strengthen communities.
See, the thing is, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how we were necessarily right before we got all these programs. I would like to see that and then come back to you, because I'm not, it's kind of, I should just take your word for it, that things were so much worse before SNAP and welfare?
As we've solved poverty, not completely, but as we've minimized it, as we've implemented some of these programs, our country just keeps becoming more capitalistically dominant still, even with the socialism.
Really? Because when there's a cap to how much money you can get from the government, you actually don't want to make more. So it actually incentivizes people to stay underneath this tax bracket.
Not a cap. What cap?
That is a thing
just
where
you get taxed more? Yeah, people are going to find ways always.
We're talking about welfare,
we should abolish
really.
taxes.
Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Why did you vote for Trump?
It was really tough, but I'm just trusting the people that I'm connected with. I feel like I could have some representation through connections that I have in the White House. Maybe we'll see. And so I'm trusting who he's putting in the cabinet. We're going to see. It's better than Kamala.
Yeah.
I feel way more represented with the community that I've built with a Republican president than I ever would with a Democrat president.
Trump wasn't even strong enough on abortion that we would like. That's why we were kind of I don't know. I mean, I didn't vote because women shouldn't vote, but